Hello and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Eric McElroy. Good evening and welcome back. Sorry for the slightly delayed start and slightly delayed show. We haven't been here for 27 days.
Really?
So this is much like the film, 27 Days Later.
Right. Was that the prequel?
Both arms. Was it 27? No, what was the movie where the guy was stuck
28
in
days later.
Or was it 28 days?
Yeah. But you're right. It's crying out for a prequel. If ever I've heard of a film that needs to have the prequel made. One Day Before.
There we go. Sorry, I lost my audio there for a moment, but I'm sure whatever you said was quite witty.
Yeah, probably was. So already in the comments, a couple of people pointing out, yeah, there was a buffering thing. We've lowered the bitrate. We think we might be on it. We're out of practice because we've not done this for so long. So
it could be because we've decided we're a little bit cash today because we're just going to use this show to catch up on some of the news of the world and problems that we've left unsolved over the last 27 days, and also to catch up with the problems that we have created in the world. I, for example, have created a problem where I'm hopefully going to America soon, but of course I have children who could give me COVID and stop me from getting out of this country. And Steve, what problems have you created for the world?
I have, one of the reasons that I've not been available to do this is because I created a person 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I mean, like the usual way, by getting someone pregnant, not like kind of, he's alive. I just had to wait for the lightning to strike and I somehow reanimated all those corpses. No, we've made a baby, a little baby boy. I'm now the proud father of one. The other kids I don't care about. No, we've only got the one. And so I think understandably I was not available to do this show because we did the home birth. And you do material on stage about home births. And
that's right, so that's copyright mine. You
never told me about how it makes you feel like you're mopping up a crime scene the next morning. Because, man alive, there was so much blood. So much. It would have been less bloody if I'd have done the Frankenstein route.
Yeah, and was most of that blood yours?
Yeah, a lot of that going on. This is
what she used as a punching bag.
Although I've been doing this bit on stage, so I think it's okay that I do it here. Because genuinely, my other half said, because we've done all the NCT classes, because she's middle class.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm working class, so I thought, what do you need NCT classes for? How absolutely ridiculous. You don't need to be trained how to be a parent. Like idiots are parents. Idiots have lots of kids. So come on. If anything, there's a negative correlation. But we did that and we were warned about how feral she'd get when she goes from transition into the second stage of labour. And my missus said, honestly, she said, I want you to know that if I swear at you and say mean things, I won't really know what I'm doing. I'll be I won't remember it afterwards. I'll be lost in the moment. So don't take it personally and don't hold it against me if I say nasty things to you, because I won't remember it. And I said, don't worry, darling. I'll be saying nasty things too. Because not even just in reply to hers, just other stuff I've been wanting to bring up for a while. It just seems like the perfect time. And she said, I don't want that when I'm giving birth. And I said, of course you don't, but you won't remember it. So if anything, it was a really bonding experience for us.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you got some things off your chest.
Yeah.
Hopefully you filmed the birth as well, so you can watch that conversation back later.
Honestly, though, you wouldn't want to film, because what happened, not too many details, but I ended up we did a home birth, but the next day I was in the house on my own with the job of cleaning stuff up. And I've never felt more like I was a member of the mafia. Tarpaulins being rolled up and thrown away because of blood on them. Wow.
You're not supposed to just put them in the regular bin, That's recyclable.
No one wants to recycle that after what it's got on it. Ooh. So that's one of the things. I was away making a baby.
There you go. Well, you didn't really make a baby. You did very little except for clean up. The man's job is to make the mess and clean up the mess. Yeah. That's what a father does.
It was just over 12 hours. So you can't complain about that conception. Hey. I got all the
jokes are still there. All these jokes have been built up. All built up over the last period of time. Yeah. And so good. So fatherhood, you're settled in now, and old hand just...
Yeah. It's honestly, people who moan about how tired it makes you weren't working hard enough before. I'm not getting loads of sleep, but I never did. So that's not been one of the things that's impacted me. And because I ended up being the person that the baby had its first sleep on, it's kind of nice that he has this go-to. I say it's a he. We've not asked him. I think you've got to do that these days. But until he can answer, we presume he is. And it's nice. He's all about, if he needs to calm down, he comes over and visits the old Steve.
Nice. And I mean, you did prepare for this because you've got, I believe, 2 cats.
Yep.
So that's all you really need.
Honestly, I do think the urge to protect is more similar to the response I had to pets than it is to any other response to any humans.
Yeah.
It's different, isn't it? Like, the bond that you have with a child is very much different to the bond you have with a partner, because
that's a good thing.
Yeah, you don't divorce your kids. And
you don't do lots of things with your kids that you do with a partner.
Yeah. Well, I don't do them to the cat either. No, you're getting confused here. My point is the level of protection when something is innocent and can't take care of itself and shouldn't have responsibility to take care of itself. I'm all into him. Like, don't you worry about that, mate. I'll get that sorted for you. So, yeah, I think it's been going all right so far. 2 weeks in, I'm clearly an old hand at this parenthood lark.
You could have more kids.
Well, let's not rush. I had 2 cats, and that feels like a stretch. So,
yeah, that's a bit far. So, well, congratulations, and it's nice to know that there's another Allen in the world.
Yeah, 1 in, 1 out, and keeping them going. And we've also been. I'm preparing the kid to know about jokes and stuff. I can't wait till he gets to that age when they start telling jokes, and instead of just being like, "Oh, that's really funny," I'll be like, "Yeah, but what you should have done is held the keyword to the end of the punchline. He'll get it one day."
Yeah, there is a really irritating phase where they start to tell jokes and they aren't funny.
We'll have a word.
It's hard. It's really tricky because it's self-esteem, critical honesty. Like, dude, that would not fly at Jongleurs on a Saturday night in Watford, okay? So you're going to have to make a choice.
Yeah, I kind of want my kid to not have to play Jongleurs in Watford.
It was good times, though.
Yeah. It was always rough. It was,
back in the day.
Yeah, nice. Actually, no, that one was a nice one, but with a really rough dressing room. Whatever we're meant to call it, green room. Ooh, yeah.
No, I just remember turning up at Watford, and there was a police unit outside with dogs, breaking apart a group of lads that had been in the venue and were there to watch the comedy, but had already been thrown out at 7:00 at night when the comedy didn't start until 8:30.
Excellent.
Miss those gigs. God, those were good times. But so there's plenty of people in the chat there, so we should say hello, I suppose, quickly to everyone. Hello. Congratulations, Steve. There you go.
Thank you. Are any of us really here? Victoria, no, we're not live.
That's right.
Yeah, let's get back.
We just knew you'd ask.
We should start to do that, because when we return, we'll talk about this later, but another couple of weeks off. But I mean, that's you. It's not surprising. You've already said it. You're off to America to reclaim whatever. Although we were just reading before we came on, what was it? BA2 is now the most dominant strain over there, which I think is a very poor arts degree. So you'll be fine.
Yeah, we're flying with BA2.
Oh, congratulations. How was the flight? Positive?
Flying with BA also, yeah. So there you go. Steve from Leatherdale says, you can't divorce your kids. I can verify this. You should save a few bob in lawyer's fees.
And look at, by the way, Mark Randall. You've picked a brave time to be doing this. Alan Jr. will have his father's hair. Yes, that little. Bald jokes? Oh, this is not the week for bald jokes, is it?
Ooh.
If I could only reach.
Come on, little G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know if we're calling him Jane, are we?
Not to his face. No.
You have to give it an old slap. Should we? Because we were going to just touch on some of the stories that have been happening. And I guess, I mean, really, since we've been gone the last 27 days, let's see. Probably what happened at the Oscars has got to be, that's more important than anything else that's happened. Is there anything else in the news?
Nah, it's all been war stuff and so
COVID.
I can flash the headline up so I know what we're talking about. I do think it was the biggest news story. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. What's your hot take on it?
Well, I mean, the rule is in comedy, because I mean, obviously dealing with hecklers. I say if one person's going to hit another, comedian versus heckler, they are allowed to hit us more than we are allowed to hit them, because as we both remember, in Edinburgh many, many years ago when you and I were both there at a late night venue, and a comedian headbutted a punter, and that there were charges pressed in that case. There was also blood, but I mean that role. We're supposed to use the words, and then if the thing is, if you're going to get hit as a comedian, you want to make sure it gets filmed because that could help you become famous. Worked for Jim Jeffries. He got punched famously at the Comedy Store in Manchester. Helped his career move forward. I don't know how much further in fame Chris Rock needs, but this could help him out. I mean, I've seen potential in that comic.
He's got some good ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think it will increase sales to his next tour.
Oh, definitely.
Great press. So I suppose if someone said, Steve, would you be willing to be slapped by Will Smith and it would help your career? I probably would have said yes. I definitely would say yes if I saw what the slap was like. I mean, no offense. And I realize this is not the point, but what a weak ass slap that was.
Yeah. And a few people have pointed out, because Will Smith has played Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Yeah. But then he also, I was going to say other stuff he's played, but I can't remember any of his other films. He also played a dating coach in Hitch. Yeah. Sure, he must have been in something else. Is he? What's he done?
Independence Day? Was he in Independence Day?
Independence Day, yeah.
He's he's punched aliens.
Yeah.
Maybe Chris Rock is an alien.
Maybe. I do think the whole thing was pathetic, though. Every time I've rewatched the clip, and it's a case of if you're sat there and you're Will Smith and Chris Rock does a joke about your wife and you think, I need to take umbrage at this, you can take verbal umbrage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, say something back that's cleverer.
But he had to slap Chris Rock because his first instinct was to laugh at the joke. His wife saw him laughing at the joke, and then he realized, I'm going to get slapped.
Yeah.
And so he jumped up and then defended her. But yeah, I think he's, no matter what the quality of the joke, and I think he is on a gray area because he was making fun of what is a lack of hair because of a medical condition, and she apparently has been quoted as saying, I need to learn how to have a sense of humor about this, what's happened. But that night she wasn't in the mood for that kind of sense of humor from Chris Rock. And the thing is, Chris Rock has actually done a documentary in America on the importance and the cultural significance of African American or African women's hair. I think it's called Hair, and how their hair and the culture around hair is just this huge thing. So he knew that's kind of like a red line in with Black women. It's like being aware of their issues around hair.
Was that a musical? Because I did not take that message from it. It's bizarre.
That's a different thing called Hair. There's lots of different things called hair. I know the hair's not a subject area you like to really delve into very much.
I was thinking, honestly, I am so surprised because I've been so busy for the last fortnight. Various things have happened, and we have like a handful of media networks that get in touch with us and say, "Would you go on as a guest?" And I've had to turn them all down. But yesterday, I thought, I'm not too busy. I reckon I could do it. Surely I'll get the call. It's baldness versus comedians. Come on. How am I not the go-to guy for this? No one called. So it just goes to show, you take a fortnight off. I've often thought this, right? If I take a fortnight off, my career's over. And I kind of thought I was being oversensitive. No, it's true. I take a fortnight off and no one's calling me anymore. So great, I'm back here.
What career?
Yeah, exactly. Mark Randall, the Fresh Prince of No Hair.
Ooh, nice one.
He's going to come on and slap me. Martin says The Pursuit of Slappiness.
But you're on Chris Rock's side on this, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, but I mean, because my argument is, and you shouldn't hit people on stage, because I saw what's the name of the woman, the model and actress who was in The Good Place. Anyway, she was saying that someone, I can't remember. It doesn't matter what the point was. It was effectively saying, alopecia jokes. Of course, you can go and defend your wife. And my arguments, and then other people were saying you shouldn't hit anyone, and she was saying, oh, so you're saying, and it was one of those, by disagreeing or adding to the point, she's taking that as disagreeing with her main point. And that's not true. So some people were saying, well, they used to applaud Weinstein, and you shouldn't hit people on stage. Alopecia joke, terrible joke. Yeah, and you shouldn't hit people on stage. You should be able to defend your wife, but not by hitting people on stage. It doesn't matter what the argument is. It's a basic, isn't it? And the serious side is, if you don't have the ability to control your anger, you shouldn't be that near a stage. You shouldn't be out. I still think he should have been forced to leave the venue, for hitting someone on stage, but not have lost the Oscar.
If they had walked out, and then he won the Best Oscar after walking out, Chris Rock would have looked like shit. But Will Smith flipped, and still, again, it's because the joke in of itself, she looked like G.I. Jane. That was fine. But when she looked like that because she has this issue, then maybe he should have chosen something else to joke about. There's plenty to talk about those two, especially the fact that they've had an open marriage and she's been sleeping with other men. Maybe that would be something I would lead with that.
Which is actually why it was a high-risk strategy of Will Smith saying, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, because other parts you can have in your mouth. Play your cards right, you can get something in there.
Yeah, well, there was a point where Chris Rock definitely was going to go there, because after Will Smith said that, Chris goes kind of like, well, if you watch the clip back, there's a point where he definitely was going, oh, really? Because she likes other things, that was definitely on the tip of Chris Rock's tongue, as it were.
Wowzers.
As was Will Smith's wife.
Oh, there it is.
Come on, punch me, Will Smith. I need it. Fucking punch me.
Oh, it would so help our career, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. God, I'd love to get that by Will Smith. Please, dear God.
Stephen Leatherdale says, how would you rate the slap on a Mansfield scale of hardness, Steve? Yeah, I would rate that in the lower category of, I've just got a little itch on the side of my face. Could you get that for me? That was all he managed to deliver.
Yeah. Well, there's even conspiracy videos going around with close-up pictures that make it look like Chris Rock had some sort of padding on his face. So, it's all staged.
But if I were to stage a fake slap, and we might do, you're right, we're desperate for viewers. Why would you do it with a fake padded thing on your face where the slap takes seconds, but you're there delivering an entire award with jokes and you're being filmed? Why wouldn't you, I don't know, train as an actor so you can fake a slap? Oh my God, if only those two were actors. So I'm not sure I believe this whole padded face thing.
Chris Rock as an actor is a very debatable statement. He's not a good actor.
No, but in, now you say that, he does the voice of the zebra well. Trying to think, what else has he been in? There's a film which I sat down and watched called I Think I Love My Wife, where he nearly has an affair and doesn't. And that's not one of his biggest films. But it was. But
as an actor, he's not great.
No. Still, wouldn't
and you know what,
him.
Chris Rock, you want to slap me for saying it? Please do it in front of a camera. I just want someone to slap me. That's my wife.
Martin says Andy Parsons is getting all the calls. Damn it! All the thing about being a bald man is more.
Spot on.
Yeah. I got range. I
think Andy would slap you for that.
All the thing about
that'd be bald on bald violence.
Bald on bald violence. Basically, it's a Griff Rhys-Jones impression, just a little bit higher and more restrained.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Did you ever watch? That would have been before your time in this country, wouldn't it? Mel Smith and Griff Rhys-Jones sat there with the white shirts on the table. We should do this, which is the way that faces like that. What's all that in and all that in?
I always looked the wrong way. Yeah. There you are.
What's all that in and all that in? You see, that's Griff Rhys-Jones.
It was before my time. Sorry.
Yeah, skills. What else do we want to cover? Any non-Will Smith stuff as well? What else is going off?
I mean, we could do the fun stuff. Well, look, Ukraine, awful, bad. Russia, evil.
Yeah.
Roman Abramovich got poisoned, so I guess that's a good part of the story.
Is it?
His boats are moored in Turkey. He managed to get his boats out of ports. He's got 2 yachts. One yacht, of course you want to have one yacht. But, do you have like a Tuesday yacht and a Wednesday yacht?
But what do you do when your yacht, when your main yacht is being repaired? Then where do you yacht?
Right. But you borrow a yacht.
A courtesy yacht.
You must have air yacht and B.
Yep.
Air yacht.
Which I think is how you spell the word, but you still pronounce it yacht. Weird.
So, I think it's just one too many yachts.
Yeah.
And if we take anything away from the Ukrainian crisis, it's manage the number of yachts you have.
Yeah. Also, we both turn up on various networks talking about newsy things, and I'm sure we've been discussing the war. Have you, like me, really struggled not to say Lviv every time you're talking about Lviv? Because it'd be kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
Lviv, the hair people. Again, we're back on that. Don't do hair. I will slap. That's it now.
I haven't. I've managed to avoid that because all the names and stuff. So when you cover the story with all the Ukrainian and Russian names, I could say Mariupol. I think I've done that. And I've gone to the Kyiv side of, I'm off the Kiev.
Yep, good.
I don't say the Ukraine anymore. I'm all about Ukraine. I can say Donbass. Yeah, that's about it.
I was trying to work out a joke about Mariupol. I did. But you've got to know a lot of backstory about the heritage of my missus.
And it's a town that's not, you can't make jokes about it yet.
Haven't done. The Parsons, Jones, Widdicombe unholy trinity, like Bryden, Forsyth, and DeBeck. What's all that in? Andy Parsons could also be a bit of Josh Widdicombe. Oh, do you reckon I could work on that and turn it into a Josh Widdicombe impression? Okay.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, can you do a Josh Widdicombe? That.
I'll give it a try. So yeah, I think we're up to date with the war. While we're updating things, I should have done this at the start. Have you noticed the muff has returned? From back in the day when I used to broadcast from Gravesend, used to have the muff on the mic, and now.
Does that have to do it? Okay. Oh, the muff. Okay, I thought we were talking about.
The studio's been updated. The streaming mic now has that muff because the voiceover mic now has a higher quality muff.
You stop saying muff, please.
Probably because we'll get taken off YouTube if we keep doing it. Other news stories. I did notice this on Twitter today, that 20 fines have been issued over the breach of COVID rules. I mentioned that just because I've tried to make it my hobby to keep Partygate being mentioned. And I lost because a war happened. So now it's good that we can talk about Partygate again.
But we don't know if Boris Johnson has been given one of the fines, do we?
No.
I mean, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would break the law.
I mean, how could he not do? I mean, have we not seen the pictures that should be the evidence? This is why I don't know why it's taking that long at all.
Yeah. It seems on brand, considering we can say legally he's an adulterer. We can say legally he's a liar. We can say legally he's said racist things. Mm-hmm. So in the United Kingdom, where the libel laws are so, against saying anything, even in a satirical context, we can say he's a lying, racist adulterer. Mm. But he follows COVID rules. Yeah.
Does he? We don't know.
It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit with the brand. I'd be almost disappointed in him now if he did follow the rules.
Yeah. Well, don't give up. Don't give up yet. I think there's still
all right. Saying, hold on to that.
Have faith. Martin says, "Get old 2 Mike's Allen there." Hell yeah.
Multiple muffs.
All the muffs. Higher quality muffs, says Mark Randall. Sounds like an excerpt from an Amsterdam tourist board. Yep. Muff the mic needs some googly eyes for added panaz. What? You're right, though. If I could get 2 eyes right there. Okay. You do that.
Have you got googly eyes standing by? That would be pretty
No, but I reckon I could make them.
I've got a ping pong ball. Does that count as
what kind of a show do you think this is? You've got to make ping pong balls.
That's for the later show on OnlyFans. I've lost my American flag, though. I need that to get back into the States. I've got balloons. I've got hair bands. I've got passports. I've got all the passports. Look at this.
I'd have led with the passports. Are they all yours? Like you've got a briefcase and you're a spy, just in case you need different...
This is the family's set of passports that we travel with.
Okay.
When we go to visit our yachts. I mean, when people look at our Ko-fi balance, we could definitely get a yacht out of this.
Toy yacht out of it, maybe. We've not put that up on screen, although I imagine that makes sense because would you pay for this? But we're just more giving you an update, aren't we? We're also running out of time. There is one more story that I was going to mention before we do too much else, and that's I spotted this just before we started that they've looked into it and it's official. Jackie Weaver did not have the authority.
So if anybody's forgotten the story, so this was a Zoom meeting that was happening in the county parish back in the day, back in the good old days of COVID, and she was brought in to mediate a conflict, and people were trying to say, because she wasn't part of the group, And she did say that she had the authority to intervene. And now you're saying
She does not have the authority.
So what does this do? Do we have to revise? That is weird. But it kind of looks like it's almost a bow tie when you sit like that. If you just
This is going to be one of those shows where there are no funny clips from this, but we'll get some good screenshots out of it.
Yeah, there we go. That's what it's all about. So why doesn't she have the authority?
Didn't read it. I can't read it. I got a kid in there screaming its head off.
You go away for 27 days. Can't read one bloody story.
What we should have done is put the kid in the shed, and then I could have been reading the news all day, but that's apparently not allowed. It's frowned upon. So.
You have to wait till they're 4 weeks old to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's always confusing with these laws, isn't it?
I know. It's very simple. That's fine. As long as the shed's on your own property.
Yeah.
You can't call it abandonment.
Good to know.
Right. So I know we were going to keep this show short because the baby needs to get back to sleep. But
no way to refer to me, is it?
we are going to be not able to do shows for the next few weeks because if I manage not to get COVID and my family manages not to get COVID between now and when we fly in just a few days' time, we will not be in the country. And much like RT, Comic Solving Problems has been blocked in the United States.
We wish. We could only wish.
Oh, the publicity.
If you can get yourself hit by someone over there, that'd be great. Not just a family member, make it someone famous. Yeah,
it's got to be caught on film as well. But problem is going to the States, you probably get shot, more likely.
Yeah, difficult balancing act. So yeah, and then when you get back from America, I'll be more settled into this new role. Also, I mean, I suppose we should mention another one of the reasons I've been busy is we're filming a pilot of a comedy panel show for GB News. So I'm sure there'll be some pushback. Wow. But we're filming it and we're doing a rehearsal tomorrow and it's actually getting made. So details on that on the way, and then watch it and tell me if you think it's good or bad. Simple as that.
Have they said if they'll broadcast it or they're not sure?
Yeah, it gets broadcast and rebroadcast. So it'll be on TV Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, wow. That's intense. Because normally these things, they don't broadcast.
I know. But that's, I mean, I don't want to jinx things, but that's because everyone's making sounds as if they're making the pilot and then they're making the rest of the episodes. So I think this is a thing.
Well, there you go.
We'll still be here doing this. Of course, this is the home of comedy.
Yeah. This is it.
And now I've made the eyes. We've got to do at least another 3 shows.
Because he spent a lot of time on those.
Yeah. Hang on. There's also...
He's got more hair than you do.
Hey. I am Venom. Is it special effects? Has it got that going on? Is it believable?
I think Steve's got baby brain, guys.
Just getting the screenshots looking good. So yeah, okay. I think we're done. We're sorted.
So there we go. So thank you very much for watching. Mark Randall's there says that they're currently live, 8 people watching this, which is about 3 more than watch.
Yeah.
GB News.
Until we get the panel show. The rest of it, I'm making no comment about. The panel show, yeah, I got some plans for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to take the piss because I want to get booked for the panel show. Yeah. So, woo, well done. But yeah, so we will be on a bit of a break. You can catch up old episodes and so on. We will try and keep you posted on the Twitter feed. And I can put a copy of it. There is the mailing list. Let me just find that real quick, and I can put that in there if you want to find. I should have copied that already, but if you want to join the mailing list, we haven't sent any emails yet, but it will be a place where we can let people know if there's a significant change to the show. Like we're gonna make it funny.
If I can work on my Josh Widdicombe impression, then add to my full roster of impressions to make it a full 3.
So here's the mailing list.
One of them's Gollum, obviously.
Obviously. There we go. So if you want to join the mailing list to find out what's happening, and as always, we sell your name to porn sites and make a lot of money. So
yeah. We sell your name to OnlyFlans, which is niche.
Flans. There we go. Biting satire and all. Solve the problems and created another problem with the population. You can't do your jokes about everything you've done to save the environment by not having children anymore.
I know. Ruin that flipping. Already, this kid has cost me like a 5-minute set bit. But I do get to do the bit about saying harsh words during labour. And there was another bit as well, which when I wrote that bit, because someone actually said to me, it's really difficult to see the person you love in that much pain. And I was just going to say, oh. And I thought, actually, it's unnecessary because it's the same reveal as at the end of it. But I did think, I did think, what a bizarre thing to say. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to think for a second. Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Let's go. That's why when my kids were born, I just went to the pub.
I wish I'd have done that. I would have been scraping vernix or whatever it's called off the side of a pool.
Can't wait to see the video.
Put me right off murder scenes. Oof. So, yeah, we're all sorted. We're all done. Thank you very much for this little update, and we'll be back with you soon.
Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you for watching this from Comic Solving Problems.
And if you feel like it, go ahead and like the video.
Or subscribe. Commitment.